Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Critical Role and some information on what to look for moving forward. Okay, so with the video that Bobby and I filmed yesterday is of the filming of this. I'm not sure when they'll drop and how far they'll be apart when they do, but as of today, one of the videos that Bob and I filmed yesterday was a kind of a informative teaser for this Critical Role series. So, in case you missed yesterday's video, what we're looking at is me doing some videos on all kinds of different things Critical Role. Episodes, campaigns, about the cast, theories, basically whatever y'all want to talk about if you give any feedback. Where we're going to start is just a little introduction to Critical Role and roadmap of how I got there and here. Thanks to Critical Role. We'll start with how I happened along them and why I started watching. So I just randomly came across a video on YouTube one day of the cast at a panel at a Comic-Con or some con. And I thought they were funny and kind of sincere and real, and I believed their friendship and I believed the jokes, and whenever you meet somebody that like that in real life, some bodies like that in real life, you kind of want to be in on the inside jokes. You want to be on the team. In this instance, where it's a YouTube channel, obviously we don't get to be a part of the team, but we do get to get in on some of the inside jokes. We do get to watch the players evolve as players and their lives change as people. Like Ashley's situation with when she was filming Blindside. Sorry, I was interrupted. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I believed that the people were friends, and I believed they were sincere in what they were saying and what they were doing. They didn't seem like a cast who were brought together to perform. They really seemed like a group of friends who were playing this game for a couple years before they started streaming it live and turned it into a monster financially for themselves, and I'm sure plenty of other people associated with them and it. So from that, I searched for and found other cons, other just interviews that they were on with other channels. I found Talks Machina, hosted by Brian W. Foster, who is Mr. Ashley Johnson, and like the end of campaign wrap ups and between the sheets and And I really like the people. I mean, I don't know if I would like them if I knew them in real life. I like to think that I would, but that's probably not going to happen. So what we have is what we have, and with what we have, I like them, at least in the role that they're filling right now, which is entertainment value. And I feel committed to the narratives that they build, which is what got me was them. What's kept me is their ability to weave a narrative. Through Matt's amazing imagination and world building skills, his general DMing skills, and the characters' training experience, etc. The theater classes, the plays that they were in, the things that they've acted in, the voice work that they've done, the improv training that they have that might be the most beneficial to them. Of course, the voice work is obviously very helpful with all the different accents they do because of how immersive they are in their gameplay, and which kind of leads into the Matt Mercer effect, which we'll talk about in another video. We'll dedicate a whole video to that. This is all about just the lead up into why I like Critical Role and why I watch it and why I follow it and why we're going to have that as a created playlist on this channel. And hopefully that provides some value to you all, and in return provide some value to us. Eventually, someday, maybe, hopefully. So I did not watch hardly any of Campaign 1 Vox Machina as far as the live streaming shows go. I saw plenty of stuff in the best of Sam Riegel, or the best of Grog, or whatever compendiums are on YouTube to watch about such things. And then of course the lead up to all the behind the scenes stuff, and the lead up to and the unveiling of the Vox Machina animated series on Amazon Prime. First of all, that Kickstarter they had to fund that was incredible. That was right before I got here. Here being the Critical Role sphere of influence. They started out trying to fund a 30-minute animated show, and ended up smashing all of their goals and added goals, and let's make some new goals. And I think it was something stupid, like in the first half day they'd went over $3 million, and we got, what was it, almost 9 million, maybe? I can't remember. I think that's correct. But regardless, it was enough to not do one half-hour special, but rather to do a whole season of, I can't remember, 6 or 8 animated shows about the original campaign Vox Machina, with the content not being rehashed stuff that they had already seen, that them had seen on the live streams, but rather history and backstory of stuff that had happened before they started going live. It's to the best of my understanding, anyway. And I never thought that I would be a person that would sit around and watch other people play Dungeons and Dragons. I prefer to play, or if not, then just not. Um, and I've honestly had trouble getting into the other ones, Dimension 20, etc., so forth, so on. Um, Not because I didn't like the people, not because I didn't like the whatever game they were playing, or whatever campaign or adventure they were on, or I didn't like the DM, or I didn't like their graphics, or I didn't like their production value. It was none of that, and it was just that uh, I wouldn't even sit around and watch people play video games, live or on TV or streaming. Um, so the thought of me sitting down and watching somebody play any kind of game, especially one that's so theater of the mind, except for the amazing battle maps that Matt makes with Dwarven Forge, which we do as well. Bobby has a really awesome collection of Dwarven Forge pieces, parts, bits, and bobs, and I'm sure that's just going to continue to grow, and so that's just going to be all the more better for me. Thanks, Bob. Um, so I didn't think that I would be one that would watch their live play, even though I really enjoyed all the other things that I was watching. I liked watching the best ofs, like it's the best of Laura Bailey. When it shows her with the hag. Maybe one of the most iconic moments in any of the campaigns from season 2, the 99, or campaign 2, whatever it is. That blueberry cupcake is probably, in my estimation, one of the most iconic narrative moments in the whole series. There's others. The Joe Manganiello and his Oathbreaker, Paladin, Dragonborn, Arcan, the Terrible, or whatever. Stealing the Hand of Vecna. Amazing. So amazing that it's made it into canon now. Not just for Critical Role, but for Wizard of the Coast, I believe. Scambo, when he took on a whole house full of, Briarwood soldiers and whatnots, as a distraction. Triceratops, burning building, jumping off the building, Mage Hand, it's all beautiful. Or Bixby's Hand, or in the animated series, it's Scanlan's Hand, copyrights. There's all kinds of those moments. And I can sit here and list a gazillion of them, and then ones that were particular favorites of mine, blah, blah, blah. But I loved watching those, the best of collections. But I didn't think that I would like watching it because of all of the kind of filler time in between the filler stuff, the shopping, the puzzles, the whatever, the stuff that didn't make it into the best ofs. The other 3 hours and 43 minutes of an episode. It turns out I do enjoy it very much. I like watching the story be created. I like watching the narrative unfold. I like watching their surprise as it unfolds. Matt's surprise sometimes as it unfolds. I love Matt's surprises. Like Keyless Mom on whatever the name of that island is. That'll happen from time to time. COVID brain. can't remember the name of the island where Beauregard's bar was. But anyway, Keyless Mom there. And watching that unfold and seeing Sam see that on the chat and relay that to Liam and then watch that unfold. I mean, that's the kind, I like that. It's good stuff. And now I even watch other YouTube channels that are, for the most part, I don't even know that. I can't say that. A lot of them are dedicated to Critical Role. Some of them show Critical Role stuff as a supplement, kind of like this is going to be to whatever else their channel is all about, or include Critical Role into what their channel is all about, like this. But I enjoy watching that now. Luna on Luboffin, I think is how you pronounce it. Critical Role Conspiracies or Theories, Critical Role Theories, I believe it is. Luboffin, and I think the subtitle Critical Role Theories, where she kind of reviews the latest episode and talks about what theories she and her Discord come up with on a weekly basis. And there's others that I do watch regularly or have watched, and I enjoy many of them. I just like the whole thing. I like the lore. The lore drops that Matt gives are amazing. The way he'll tie something in now from campaign 1 is amazing. It's just really good stuff. I've always been, ever since I read Tolkien the first time, I've always been interested in world building. Then I played AD&D back in the mid 80s, and well, I was a dungeon master. I didn't play very much because I liked creating the deal. You know, I was using basically the AD&D starter set or whatever it was, and making dungeons on graph paper and leading some of my friends through adventures, purely theater of the mind, except for the graph paper. And then I used the character sheets, even after I quit playing Dungeons and Dragons for decades, to help me create characters for stories that I was writing, or hope to write, or plan on writing, or you know how that goes. Which I'm doing again via D&D Beyond now, rather than improvising my own character sheets after running out of the provided ones in the AD&D box set, or beginner set, or whatever it was. Excuse me. So, having skipped campaign 1, then will not start with it here now. I honestly don't know much about it. I know a lot more about what happened pre-stream based on the Vox Machina animated series than I do about the rest of the campaign 1. You know, I know bits and bobs. I've seen the best ofs and things like that. But I didn't watch every episode like I have with the Mighty Nine. And I started on the Mighty Nine summer 2021, but it was after the Mighty Nine were many episodes in. I don't know, halfway maybe, I don't know. And went back to the beginning, binged watched till I caught up, and then finished up probably the last third or quarter of the campaign as a week-to-week thing, which I hate doing. I hate even doing that with streaming shows on, you know, whatever, streaming platform you choose, but I don't like to wait a week to week to week. I'd rather normally just wait and let the whole season drop and then just binge it all. Ideally, I would do that with several seasons. Like I've done that now with iconic series like Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, Boardwalk Empire, most of Dexter, things like that. I've got a whole list of things that I've not seen any of, or if I have, it's just been like a episode or something here or there, or a highlight on YouTube or some such thing. But I'm kind of saving those until I can really hunker down with it and like jam through all of the Sopranos like now. But by the time that I had binge watched and caught up on the Mighty Nine, I was invested, and so I watched every week. Then I went into campaign 3 with the same mindset of just gonna let it play out, and when it's over, I'll binge it and or listen to the podcast, which honestly I do a lot of, because other than the Dwarven Forge stuff and the occasional, map or something, you really don't need to be watching it. You miss the facial expressions and some of the things, and the lighting changes, which are amazing. The production value is definitely increased. Hats off to Marisha for all of that, and I'm sure Matt and everybody's collaborated. And blah blah blah. But podcast, I enjoy listening to it as well. I was just doing that earlier today with. I went back to the very first podcast that was available on the Mighty Nine, which was, I can't remember, episode 20 or something, 19, 29, something. They're on their way to Labenda Swamp. Actually, when I quit listening earlier, they were in the swamp, and Ford and or Taliesin were saying, are we doing this? We're gonna, and Bo, I believe, we're doing this. I mean, birds die in the wild like this all the time. We're gonna risk our lives to keep this bird from dying. And Jester is, she looks like a person in that Slovenian Jester voice. So, spoilers. Obviously, they do save the bird creature, and that ends up being Kiri, who stays with them, and is just cute as a button. And you can buy the plushie, I believe, on the Critical Role website. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's where the podcast started. So there's times when I do a lot of driving, and so I listen to the podcasts or audiobooks or some such thing. And so when I haven't watched an episode, or like now, I'm gonna go back and listen to several, make a call of the Mighty Nine that are available, anyways, to refresh my mind about this. But there's some I'll watch too. But I do plan to go back and either re-listen to or re-watch every Mighty Nine episode, and then talk about it. I don't know that I'll talk about every episode individually. It may be a deal where I talk about 2 or 3 or 4 episodes in one video. That mostly depends on, sorry for my distraction, on how long the videos are, how in depth I ended up getting into each individual episode and the narrative that it's laying out, and I'm sure there's a very almost scientific, very theater school way to go about um, deciding the best way to do that. You know, what to leave on the cutting room floor, as it were. The 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 picking from each aired episode of what is important to relay the message I'm trying to relay, as opposed to a film editor and a director and whoever else sitting down and editing a film, deciding what to cut out, but what you have to leave in to not proceed to advance the narrative. Kids, don't do COVID. So yeah, that is all remains to be seen. There'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 videos each. I doubt 4. I think the most likely scenario will be two episodes in each video, but it could end up being 1 if I get way out in the weeds, or 3 if I don't feel like there's a lot going on that I need to relay, and the 4 on a really slow month for them. So the other thing is deciding what, you know, it's what to leave on the cutting room floor. It's what I need to relay to you to tell you what I want you to know about Critical Role. And obviously that is designed for the people who are new to this. If you are a critter, then obviously you know all of this already, and probably much better than I know it myself. So speaking of which, if I mess anything up, don't not only feel free to, but please comment down below and let me know how I messed up so that I can fix it. Shout out to Jay from Previewed for Fix It. Really like their channel, by the way, and their podcast about fixing it, which is similar to Bobby's idea. I can't remember what Bobby called it now, but the deal where we're fixing franchises. I think that's what he called it, franchise fix. Whatever. Y'all know better than I do, probably. It's on there. I'll look after I stop this video. Yeah. Trying to decide what to put on there will be a thing. But it may just end up being like this, just stream of consciousness, in which case I'll ramble and probably end up being 1 episode per video, because neither I myself, nor if I'm with Bobby and or Chad, or them without me, can stay on point and not wander off into the weeds and turn a 20-minute video into an hour and 77 minutes. And yes, I get what I just said there. So that's what you had to look forward to, if look forward to it you do. Or this is what you can ignore entirely. Or you're watching this much later than I'm recording it, and you can just binge through everything. which, as previously stated, is how I like to do it. But I figure like a half an hour of video ought to be enough for you right now. If you have any questions about the series, which I believe I want to call it Critter Call. Get it? Get it? Critter? Critical? Critter Call? I make myself giggle sometimes. So, if you're into that, here it comes. If you're not into that, let me know what you're into. We do aim to please. So, yeah. Appreciate you all for watching. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. If you just come and view our stuff on the regular, thank you very much. And if this is the first time you've been here, thank you very much. And if you would all, if you're not already, please subscribe. If you got any value from this video, or from my magnetic personality, go ahead and like. Definitely leave a comment. Tell me where you did like it, you didn't like it, you did or didn't like me. This is what you would like to see from this playlist, this series, or what you would like to see if this isn't it and you haven't seen it on our channel yet, or you go there now and look forward and can't find it. Come back here and tell me what you want. And hit the notifications. And most importantly, share. All the other stuff, and even the share thing, you know, really gets me in my algorithms. But the sharing thing, I can see that being an exponential snowball effect, runaway downhill snowball, where you say, hey, I really enjoyed this, or I found informational value, and therefore someone that I care about would also feel similarly, so I will share this with them so that they can enjoy it. And so that the channel that I like, this one, is better able to keep me supplied with entertainment value and or informational dumps that I need, like, want, or require. So, notifications, comments, shares, likes, and subscribes. If you want to do all 5 of those things, that would be super awesome. If you only want to do one of those things, also super awesome. If you don't want to do any of those things, that's not super awesome, but it is your prerogative and I ain't mad at you. So do the things, don't do the things, please do the things. And we will see you on an upcoming video in this series or another.